You gotta put a shit on.
I'm going to go and get my... And just lift your heat back off.
So we're going to be doing a little bit of lead burning, welding or burning.
It's lead burning.
Why is it not welding?
They call it lead burning for some reason.
And we're using, it's oxyacetylene, this, isn't it?
Yeah, one's oxygen and one's acetylene.
But you can just do it with MAP gas.
You can just
on
do
its
it
own.
with that, yes.
With a different nozzle.
A different nozzle, yeah. This you can do more delicate work with this.
Okay.
Than the MAP gas one.
And this is for what, a chimney, this bit?
This is for over the ridges.
Alright. We're going to burn that triangle into this bent formed piece that my dad's done. He still does lead work. Obviously it's an old-fashioned plumber's thing that we don't do anymore. Come on, Emma. Shit scared of blokes, this horse. You just cleaned up the edges.
Yeah, just cleaned up the edges with a shave hook.
Does that help it just adhere a bit better?
Yeah. Then we've made some rods.
Do they have to be clean as well?
Waste lead out, yeah, clean those.
Obviously just offcuts the lead. Do you spot weld it first, Dad?
You can do, yeah.
Or do you just go for it in one?
I go for it in one.
Yeah, well, you... I think I'll be spot welding it. This is the hardest bit, isn't it? Getting the correct flame.
I find it the hardest because the pressures on the bottles are a little bit crude at times.
Obviously that's a lot of what you're looking for there. A tiny blue flame.
Just let it, it's not stabilised itself yet.
And that's something like what you want?
Yeah, it does fluctuate because there's no, these gauges on the bottles aren't.
But if you was doing it like professionally, like properly, a long time, you would get something a bit of better setup.
Well, yeah, they use a sort of acetylene with proper gauges, but these do work.
You warm the lead up first.
But this is if you're just tacking it together now.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right. You need a pool, and then you drip the lead into it. You just get a pool going like that, then drip into it.
That's the hardest bit though, isn't it?
Yeah, because they start to leak through. I'll just do one side and you can have a try on the other.
We're not close enough because that's why it's going a funny colour.
Sometimes it goes a funny colour because the flame's just burning wrong, but just try it.
It's gone out.
Close.
I don't think it's hot enough, is it?
It is just hot enough now, you see.
Yeah, but the lead's just like not really cooling, it's cooling down instantly. Trial and error.
That's it. Then you
try and...
You can do that.
You want the pointy bit?
It doesn't matter, as long as it's clean. Not too far away now. That's it. Keep your heat off. Once it starts to puddle too much, keep that heat off the lead because you'll just get big holes. Go on, try that other bit. It might just be a flame, you see. Sometimes it starts to oxidise on you, and once it oxidises, it starts discolouring. It's just, you've got to keep that lead, the heat, away from the lead.
Underneath?
No, like I'm lifting it off now, the flame. Otherwise it'll keep melting. And then you'll end up with a massive hole.
I'm just trying to get the nice U shapes. That was a terrible attempt.
It's alright for your first attempt.
But I reckon it wouldn't have leaked. See, that's what I did. See, there's no way that's going to have leaked. Yours might have.
That's right. That's a good lead burn is when it does penetrate through. That's why you leave a little tiny gap. And that's why you're forming your pool. But, like I say, that'll never move in its life anyway. When it goes, it's on the roof like that, and that's it. That's covered them with the cap flashing. the water runs down and filling from away.
And now we're going to do a little bit of
This
lead beating.
No, it's just we're just bending this now to make a, a chimney front.
You know what angle I've got to make it to?
Yeah, so
it's not 90.
That's our overall length now.
You've cut that down and marked it up.
Yeah, I've cut that to length, so the chimney the chimney front wants to be, the brickwork on it, 670.
Yeah.
So we've marked that square. He wants 200 milli up the brickwork. Always have 200 milli past. So whatever width your chimney stack is, it's plus your 200 mil on either side, and that's how you get your length. So then it's marked out for the angle. The angle of the roof is marked here, which is 30 degrees. This is 30 degrees, so that's your handle of your roof. There. Same again on the opposite side.
You've not marked that.
30 degrees, I have marked it in the pen, fine. The cut on this now is always cut from there to there.
So you need to cut that.
So now we
and
need
what
to
do you use
cut
that Stanley knife?
Stanley knife. Same on the other side, cut again. Then I pre-clean them, and then first of all we'll bend that up and bend that up. Right, so if you want to just cut that now with knife.
Yeah. To follow.
Yeah, go to that. No. Is that right side for you?
No, you're not level, you're not square yet. How many times do you reckon you normally have to do it?
Good for. I find it easier
To clean these.
This is just a guide, that's all.
How long will it stay clean for?
Probably 24 hours. Right, just fold it up now as tight as you can get it. Degrees.
The sun is bouncing off that. Lift this up.
Yeah.
Again, nice and tight.
Tight, put your fingers in.
To 30?
Yeah.
Well, that's not so much.
Let's have a look.
Way over.
Not
That's
enough.
30 degrees.
That's 30 degrees.
That's not 30.
30 degrees.
No, because that's 90. That's
Oh,
that's more than 30.
Just bend it to that point. We can always bend it back. Just put a clamp on there now.
Which finger?
Right.
To 90.
To 90.
And bash that flat.
Yeah. So that's your angle, your pitch of your roof now and your chimney.
You lot didn't see any of that. You have to watch it on this side. I'm guessing we've got to find that.
Yes, well.
You not slide it underneath and cut it.
Put a 30 on it there.
So cut that off.
If we cut that off now, that should fit. If my calculations are right. So if you was bossing this, that's how
What do you mean
much
by
lead-
boss it?
By doing it with the mallet
Right.
and bossing it
So
round.
that's how much lead you'd lose.
Yeah, you've got to try and find that lead.
It won't
from
stretch
here.
that much.
It does. You would use the next. This is code 4 lead. You would use code 5 lead if you was bossing it to try and get it. You stretch. What you do, this here, you start bossing it from here. So you're stretching this lead around this corner. Because you've not much to boss from this side, so you end up dragging it from here.
There's no way it looks as neat as this.
It's not as neat and it's not as quick, because it would take you hours to boss that round.
Well, why did they boss it instead of welding it?
Because they had no welding gear then, they had to boss everything.
Alright, fair enough.
But
so we cut that off and you reckon that's going to fit?
Hours to boss a corner, then when you get to the last...
That's all we did was bossing at college. But it was only like 90s and stuff.
Yeah, but how far did you boss? Did you get a true corner?
Can't remember.
Because normally you would split it before you get to the end.
Think it'll fit? Your calculations? That way round, I take it.
It's going to fit, yeah. Like a glove.
Like a glove.
Right, you'll have to clean them two edges now.
Now what we're going to do now is pull that to it,
Yeah,
or not?
yeah. In theory, you should leave a tiny gap, just so the pool goes through to the base every time. But like I said, we just put 4 tacks on that now.
Will this not be?
It will, it's duplicate of that. But I don't want to keep lighting. It takes me longer to light the bloody thing. So if you get them both to burn, you can burn them up. Opposite hand of cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
And just lift your heat back off. You've got control over this with your right hand.
This wasn't actually recording at the time I did that, so that's not Dad's handiwork, that is.
You're dripping it now.
It's remembering that flick when I forget.
Because if you concentrate the heat, all it will do is just burn it. Burn a big hole in it.
It's not making a nice thing, is it?
No, you've too much heat there.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, it's just burning lead through.
Shite.
And you see, it's just getting that pool and you're just dipping the lead in it. The flame isn't melting.
Beautiful. So you lot said you wanted to see him back on camera. I dragged him out of retirement. Just tidying it up now.
They make them all with a machine now, do you see, don't they? No, I'm
Wrong way around for this.
get it pooling and then dip your stick into the pool. Dip it in. You got it then?
Yeah, but because I'm catching this side and it's getting small.
That's it.
Need a longer stick.
Right, hold it with 2 hands now and just go over it and wave it from side to side to try and get the neat. And rest your hand on that's it. And just try and feel the flame.
Feels like it's a bit close. Maybe I'm not.
You're in control of that. That just shows how hot it is.
Oh, it's just burning straight away, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how you're getting them tight U's. Maybe I've not put enough stuff on.
It'll flatten like that.
I don't think there's enough stuff on with it.
Probably because it's a bit hollow underneath. Can you see it penetrates, you see?
Is that a good?
Yeah, so I know it's not cool yet, but can you see? It'll not break. I know it doesn't look pretty, but you have penetrated the joint.
It's pretty pretty.
Hey?
That's it, job done.
Job done. Like I said, them can be trimmed off on site. Normally you just
Well,
trim them back to 100 milli.
Next time we'll try, this is the map one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just using map. What else? A completely different size thing, isn't it? Do you reckon it's easier with this or harder?
It's probably a little bit easier, but you can't do delicate work with it.
And that's how mine.
Big hole in it.
That's how I finished up. Like a bit of a hole there. Practice makes perfect. And you got to see my dad again.
Right. You've got your square of your chimney now, haven't you, yeah?
Yep.
That's going up the roof, so that's slated in now with slates to that point. Because it comes to the top of the roof there now. He just wanted another piece making.
Yeah, so that sits over the ridge.
That sits over the ridge now.
Is the one for the other side?
Exactly the same on the other side.
Is it because the chimney's so high up close to the ridge?
It's close to the ridge, yeah.
Well, it must be halfway across the ridge because that's half the chimney, isn't it? So
Well, no, it wasn't. Not on this one. This one's finishing right tight, but the other front apron which goes down there is further down the roof. The chimney doesn't come out of the centre.
Weird.
So he wanted me to form this over, but because it's not
You're
slated
going
and
to see my
bound.
shit work on this side.
Yes, but that's covered with the cover flashing.
Alright. That gets knocked into the
That's
joint.
covered. Yeah, the flashing goes over this now and it's covered. In theory, that should be turned back. So any water what comes down here can't backtrack and get under the slate. So you can just turn that back so the water's got to run down the roof all the time.
And that is going to conclude another episode, but a bit of a special one this, because one, I wanted to do a little bit of lead burning. I've not done it before. At college we did the bashing like I explained in the video, but never the burning. But it's definitely a skill, and I'm guessing you can just experience would make you a bit better, and patience, which I don't really have. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed seeing my dad again. He is pretty much retired now, so you will only see him occasionally. I know you all ask for him, get him back on, get him back on. Well, we've got him back on, so let's see how this video performs. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Drop it down a comment below if you're a plumber of a certain age who still does lead burning, or even a younger one that does lead burning. I think it's more of a roofer's job now, and then you do have a specialist trades who do it, and they are, from what I've seen on TikTok and things like that, they are unbelievable. I'd love to be able to do it and get paid for it, but a lot more practice first. Next time we'll jump on the map gas. Catch you on next one.